Sorry about that. Let me just check X real fast. Futures rise after Fed's Williams signals possible December rate cut. Oh my god, these fucking clowns, dude. Fuck you. Okay. Boy, I've been getting this headache and I just can't shake it. So Feds talk about a potential rate cut after saying that it's unlikely. And now, again, it leaves it up to the interpretation of the trader. It gets messy, man. It gets real messy. Ugh. So we know if the bulls show up today, we know it's going to be an inside day, but that's a very wide range. So why don't we get rid of what is going to get rid of this? We're going to keep this level. This level is important. And then there hasn't been anything there. So let's go to the 15-minute. So the 15-minute, this was the highest price can push between. Then we have another lower low. This is the second highest price it should push. So any of these levels are important. This lower high, but there's no really clean levels here. Like this is really like the fact that it just keeps on passing through this hourly level, or this hourly zone, I should say. An hourly zone isn't like precise; it's just a whole entire region. The fact that it's popping in and popping out. They had this move up here, you had this pull back, they have this move back here. Actually holds the bottom of the range here, makes its way to the top. It just doesn't seem like a spot where somebody would want to go short here unless you're just top fishing this level, which I really don't know where I'd put my stop. Like I don't want to give it such a sniper entry, like that's for sure. I guess it's a little bit of a 30-minute EQ here. Higher low, lower high, higher low, lower high. Put your stop above here, maybe? Right above the pre-market high. I mean, put the above the pre-market high, and the pre-market isn't even concluded yet. So that's smart. I just don't have clarity. But I've been telling myself that I wanted to short if price got back underneath this level here. I wanted to short, and you can see it's having trouble. Short down to this low, and then maybe even further down. You do have 400 psychological, but you can see it held this. So I mean, it would have to be. I'm assuming the smartest play to put a stop would be right there. That's like 3% risk, though. 2% risk. Hmm. I just don't see it. I mean, the one thing that I sort of see from trying to use like tread lines is like something like that. I'm going to get into a small position here. We'll call it a starter position. This usually doesn't usually work out well for me, but I also usually don't use starter positions, so and we're just hoping that this is some sort of like hourly bear flag here, and we can see another leg down. And if it stays inside of this, like let's say if it has a bull break with a wick and then comes back down here, then I'll look to potentially add on, um, like let's say if there's a wick here and then a pullback, and then add maybe here, or potentially add for a quick little lower high here. But that's kind of where we're at. But I feel a lot better having at least a starter. So we'll keep an eye on that. Um, Look at some quantum. I mean, everything kind of looks the same, right? Like QUBT, RGTI here. Not in a great spot. I mean, this is all one-way trading. You see, the volume doesn't pick up till like down here, which is pretty crazy. Um, Look at the hourly looks like here. Hourly. I mean, the hourly definitely has a little bit of a capitulation look at the moment. It's in the very beginning stages of it. QBTS. This could have been a nice short. You're looking for the back test. I mean, you got one here though too. But you saw this double top, so you're just basically playing off of that, I guess. Semis are weak. Nvidia is another one I want to be looking at today. Boy, have I been doing a lot of drawing on this thing, huh? You can get rid of that now. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Boom, boom. This daily. Oh, no. Damn it. I gotta make sure that's lined up correctly. Yeah, this is an important zone. So we are here. So at the bottom of the zone here. Now again, this is the third time we're here. The level to ultimately crack is down here. I bet that it did hit in pre-market. It did. And now it's one of those situations where this level didn't crack yet. But this was the big fight at the 50-day We lost 50-day, but this is still a level that was built. So this level needs to crack in regular trading hours. Then you have this little the low of the overnight low. Which is obviously going to be less important than this hourly level. But aggressive would be playing the break of the 177.29. Conservative would be waiting for the break of 174.50. So yeah, not really doing much. So it's Nvidia and like I'm really interested in Nvidia and Tesla because they're both in spots where there was an important level. It failed once before. Now you're sort of under it. And now what? Right? Because even though this is like this looks like this. If you look at the like I said, if you look at the hourly, I mean, this is a really big push down. Here's your lower high here. It bounced right off of the alternative POC. And now we're bouncing again here. So I don't know what to think about that, but it could be an EQ. Could be an EQ. I mean, because it's a daily range, the more ideal situation is going to be you get the pullback here, and then you get the retest on the daily time frame. But a lot of the time on these type of things, you get an hourly move too, a quicker one that goes down a little bit further to like maybe another target. And you can see that's kind of what happened here. That little lower low goes to this target, gets a little bit more follow through, and then we're pushing up here. But again, you can make the same case where it's like they pushed it past the level here. It's notable that they were able to break this 177.29 level in pre-market. And now we're getting the hourly lower high here. And then maybe we're going to go push down to this 170 level. Why do I have 170 marked? Let's see. 170 is marked for no goddamn reason. Okay, there's a node here, I guess. I don't like it though. I mean, once you're inside of this range here, you want to just come down here. I mean, honestly, like you just want to come down here. But you might not get all the way there. You might get here, then you get your daily lower high, then you get here. So I guess you could take this down to like an hourly oversold type deal. Not trying to get the whole chunk here. I don't think trying to get the whole chunk here is the right play. What turned into a gap down is now not anymore. Which is honestly better for like I mean, it's more appealing to shorts that way. What wouldn't be appealing to shorts is a gap down open. Then you'd be waiting for a bounce. So here's your bounce. Also, QQQ is up against its the monthly candle low, the consolidation range. So we can take a look at that. So this is the candle, the price action level where monthly consolidation started. You can see that we actually broke it in regular trading hours, so that's important. And now we are at this prior high of structure range, which is actually a pretty big level here, right? Like, I mean, it's a pretty big level here. But because we have the monthly consolidation, the only thing that we're potentially missing, the only thing that could be a thorn in the side here is, could we get that weekly bounce right now to go lower to really screw everybody up? Or are we going to get a little bit more follow through on this and then that? Oh, and there goes Tesla. Yuck. What is my risk? Okay, that's barely anything. So it is a little bit of that, it's confusing. But after yesterday's day, we're not gapping down. You'd have to think that bears are going to be eager to potentially make a play here. And you have this move down. This is the highest price that bulls could push. I mean, I guess you could say it's the highest price, but like technically there's a wick there. So I don't really like using this as a high because it's not really a high. I guess if I go to the 30-minute time frame, it's a high. Yeah. So this was the bounce attempt off of this level. It failed. In order to negate all of this that just happened, we'd have to get a close underneath this level. Say a break over this level would probably be key. But you can see that it's battling the monthly candle low right now. And it's just kind of wonky. So yeah. Let's switch to futures. Maybe the 4 hours are a little bit cleaner than the hourlies here. Okay. So yeah, this is maybe a 4-hour bounce. So there's your levels there. Right in this zone is a nice little zone here. Between the bear flag and the 50% mark. Lines up nicely with all of this. And then would you get 15-minute overbought? You would. So there's something there. Maybe watching futures today is the key. Keep that there. How's gold doing? Still inside that range. So you have 4-hour lower high scout, 15-minute overbought conditions. You have an area of confluence with some price action. You'll have RSI overbought. So I think this is a good region to look bear. And I'm going to be focusing on Tesla, and as Tesla's ripping right now, which is not great because it's got a bullish correlation compared to the others. Oh no, there goes Nvidia too. But yeah, I'm gonna be focusing on Tesla and Nvidia today. I don't want to have too much on my plate today as I'm feeling a little bit off with my headache. Let's see if, yeah, didn't quite get into that range. So Amazon, I'm not interested in, I don't think. Microsoft is somewhat interesting because it looks like it really wants to get to the 200. So you can make a case that it wants to get to the 200 as it finally broke through this gatekeeper, broke through the gatekeeper. So here's the thing, right, with this. Like, so this is exactly what I'm talking about. So this is the break. You could see this and be like, oh, there was the move, but no, technically, we want to wait for it to bounce back up. Use this as a potential stop, or you can use the structure as a stop. Um, but if you go to the hourly, you'll see a lower high here for sure. But it's kind of gross, right? Because you have the lower high technically here. That was yesterday, and and then you open, you get the lower low, you get a bounce, and then again. So like what happens is the lower high sets the precedent, right? And then yesterday was kind of a scary move here, and then it just kind of rolls over. But that's the little hourly level that you could be playing off of. As for the daily, it's a different beast. So there's always that quick little one time frame down scalp depending on where you're going, but it can get tricky like that. Meta. Meta is probably looking at this gap fill, but it's been so weak. Nvidia, we talked about PLTR down here now. So I mean, it's funny because you'll sit here and I'll say things like, "Hey, if it breaks here, it wants to come here," which is easy to do, right? I mean, obviously, um, but you can see that this broke bull, double bottom. There's your lower high. There's your lower low crack. Inside bar, bear break, almost there. Comes back here, and then finally gets there. So it's like it's a little bit of a headache, but it's like you have this level here, you're looking to short this day, it's a gap down open, and then we close above it. So then you have the inside bar, then you have the break, and then this candle, like if you have this inside bar bull break, like you have your stop over this level here, like look, it just wicks you out. It wicks you out, which is so gross. So it's like, yeah, these market makers know what they're doing. Look at the hourly here. See, and here's your little hourly lower high here. There's your hourly lower high. And because you're looking bearish, the problem here, this is the hardest part about trading. Most likely the scenario is going to be a daily higher, an hourly higher low. But because the daily is looking for a daily lower high, it gives you more confidence here. But that's the high. And pre-market, it has a little bit of double top, but you don't open back up into the market till like right here. So it's like you can't really make unless you top fish this level here, which is aggressive because it can come here, it can come here, it can come here. Um, this area up here has more confluence, this alternative POC, because it has some structure above it. But you never really get going here. This is the hardest part. I guess you can just do an hourly. You see an hourly doji. Play the bear break. Put your stop over here. Oh shit! It hit it perfectly. That was it, I believe. Yeah. Oh Jesus! Okay. Yeah, you just play the stair step. You see how we're holding the MA too? Like that. God damn it. That's so fucking frustrating. Because I just know myself in the moment, and it's just like I'm trying to not lose it. But like you have the daily trend change, but it doesn't happen in regular trading hours, which is worrisome. Then you get this big hourly bounce, and I'm just supposed to fucking short right here at the value area low without much confluence. Let's see if there's any confluence here from this level. Oh, yeah, golden pocket. Oh, that helps a lot. And then you just, I guess you just say, you know what, like screw the hourly because the hourly was supposed to keep price up, so it got above it, trying to hold it, but you can't give it that much credit because it's not like it's been consistent. I always forget that. All right, well, that's gonna do it for me. Enjoy your weekend, y'all. Take care.